Hey guys, it's Dr. Posterior here. I'm a chiropractor in London, Ontario, Canada. Welcome to really gloomy Tuesday. Today I'm going to be answering the question, if I could only do one strength training exercise for the rest of my life, what would I do? I'm answering it for a reason. Right now in Ontario, where I'm assuming most of you are watching this, or even around the world, depending, we're on lockdown, which means you can't get to the gym. You can't strength train, and you know, if you're doing it, you got to be doing it from home, which means that you're limited in what you can do. So I want to make sure strength is one of the most and I'll get to the exercise in a second, trust me, and I'll even chat a little bit after, but strength is one of the most underrated aspects of health. You know, we prioritize mobility and stretching, which they're all valuable, but what strength actually brings to your body is undervalued. You know, the population at general is incredibly weak. We can't perform simple body movements. It's a sign of poor health. And now it's becoming even harder to do that. So there's many good answers to this question. Deadlift, farmer's carry. Mine would be the kettlebell swing. So I'm gonna show you and demonstrate the kettlebell swing, and then I'll get back into why I think it's the kettlebell swing. But a couple of things to keep in mind here. Number one, I'm talking, and I always confuse these, I'm talking about, I believe it's the American kettlebell swing, where we're bringing the kettlebell above our heads. Number two, this is because we're hinging at the waist. There's always the potential to injure yourself with exercises. So if something doesn't feel right, if you are unsure about how to do this exercise correctly, then please stop, do not continue, and consult a healthcare provider where they can show you how to do it correctly. And number three, and really important, we're going to be talking about a heavy kettlebell swing. Now, heavy means heavy for you. You know, heavy for you and where you're at. And I'll talk about how we can gauge heavy, but let's demonstrate the exercise. Kettlebell swing, I got my kettlebell here, and what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be starting with the kettlebell, you know, feet about shoulder width apart, bend in the knees. We're gonna hinge at the waist, not squat like this, hinge at the waist, and we're going to get the kettlebell roll. This one's too light for me, but this is what I'm talking about. We want it to come over our head like this. Now, the common mistakes that I see is, number one, you don't pick a kettlebell that's heavy enough. You want the driving force to be the hinging at your waist. If it's too light, what people end up doing is they just end up lifting it like this. That's not a kettlebell swing. We want it to be driven from your hips, and then I want the extension of your posterior chain. And the workout is really easy. Try to do 75 of those twice a week, and that can be your strength training workout. Now, why would I recommend that exercise? Well, a couple things. Number one, you can build a lot of strength doing it. It involves your posterior chain, which most of us, we're sitting all the time. We have incredibly weak posterior chains. We're even using your shoulders and your upper back to help strengthen, because we're getting it above your head. It's going to involve some control. It's a great way to build conditioning. Even if you can hear it in my voice, and I do these things all the time, I'm even winded from doing a couple of them right now. But the goal is to pick a weight that's going to be challenging for you to do, not something that you can pick up and do 75 and you start to get tired at around 50 or 60. A weight at the beginning where you're tired after 10 or 11 and you need to put it down, and you can't even do 75 all in one shot. And then when you can, you know, to continue increasing the weight. You know, it's just an interesting question. I was asked it by a couple of other chiropractors, and I had to think about it. And I think the kettlebell swing is the way to go. If you have any comments or questions, or if I didn't explain anything correctly, post down below. I would love to answer. Hopefully that wasn't too rambly, and we'll see you again real soon.